everybody. Hey, Facebook babes. What's going on? We are just waiting for Taylor. I'm so excited about this interview, you guys. And I'm going to share this out. If you are hopping on live, make sure that you tell me you're watching live. And if you know of anyone who would be interested in hearing about business and success and style and all that kind of fun stuff, make sure that you share this out. If you're watching on replay, please let me know you're watching on replay. I love to see when people are watching so we know. Okay, I think I added her. So let's see. It says adding. Yay! Hi! Oh my God, I Oh, I love it.
Thank you.
Wait, this is freshly done, you guys.
Yes.
This is like just because you were just at the salon.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Thank you.
I love the length.
I'm freaking out.
Oh my God, don't freak out. It's so good. I love the dimension and everything. This is so good. Wait, like turn and shake and stuff. Oh my God, wait. Turn again. The back looks so good. Oh, I love it. Yay, I love it.
Thank you.
This is like world premiere of your hair right here. Happening live, folks. Just happened.
Exactly. I was like, this will be good and scary. It could go wrong, but it should be good.
It could go super wrong or super right, and it went super right. Okay, I'm just going to share this to my page and to your page so that everyone can see us, and then we shall begin. So if you guys are joining us live, make sure that you say hi, and so I can make sure I'm seeing comments. And then if you're watching on replay, let us know that you're watching on replay. Come join live. All right, we did one share, and then this is why I should do that live leap like Jody does. Okay, one more share, and then we are ready to go. Oh, good, we've got lots of people on. Awesome. Hey, everybody, say hello so Taylor and I can see you. Don't be shy. We're all on Facebook together.
Hi, everyone.
We're all on Facebook together here. We're all in it together. And tell Taylor how great her hair looks. Oh, my God. Look, Jody said, your hair.
Thank you, Jody.
Yeah, it looks good. You can't see it, but when you turn, you'll be able to see when you watch the replay of this. It's like kind of stacked in the back. It looks really, really good.
I have never been so nervous to get my hair done.
Wait, let's talk about this. Why were you nervous?
Because I loved the blonde and it felt like me, but I don't know. I got this idea and I was like, it just felt right to do.
I think it's fun.
But it was like, there was nothing wrong with the other look. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but there doesn't have to be anything wrong. I mean, it's totally fun to switch it up. You can do whatever you want. You can be brunette, and then you could like add in pink highlights later if you wanted. I mean, you can do whatever you want. That's the fun part about hair.
Yeah.
I think it looks great. The thing is, she left some highlights. So you've got like some dimension, and it's like stacked in the back. So it looks really, really good.
Thank you.
I love it. You'll have lots of fun. Okay, Taylor, let's dive in. So sorry, you guys, we're a little delayed, but I think that's fine because it means that we were supposed to do it this time. So I want to know, tell everyone who you are and kind of what you do, just in case there's people that haven't ever seen you before.
Yeah, so I'm Taylor Manning, and basically I'm an intuitive business coach, and I help my clients sign high-end clients and reach multiple six figures in their business.
Amazing. And Taylor and I have gotten to work together for almost exactly a year.
Yes.
In like 1 week it will be officially a year, which is amazing. I mean, we've known each other for longer, but we've gotten to work together like on her style and stuff for almost exactly a year. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But before we get into that, I kind of wanted to ask you some business questions that I feel like are just like such hot topics right now. And you're so intuitive and good at this stuff that I think it's going to be fun to pick your brain about these things.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's a couple things happening right now, and I just am curious of your feedback. Taylor does not know these questions, by the way. I just came up with them while she was driving back because I was like, oh, I'd love to get Taylor's take on this. So I feel like there's a lot of push for two different things that I'm seeing in the industry, and I'm curious of your feedback. I'm seeing a lot of business coaches and people working with business coaches that are promising a lot of things, and then there's not a result happening. So like I'm seeing tons of people saying, you know, get a 10K month or get a 10K week or whatever. 10K for whatever is the buzzword. I don't know why. It is, yeah. And then people not getting results or whatever. And I'm curious of your feelings on that.
I think that's because more coaches need to learn less of like the sales and the marketing and more about what they actually do and how they do it. Because I think what a lot of them have been taught is like, go out there and talk about like your big results you've gotten, what you're better than most people at. I literally just wrote about this today. And that's good. But when the results that you've gotten, just ignore the dog. When the results that you've gotten, you don't know how you got them, because a lot of people are getting results from just like, you know, making it happen, manifesting it, or like pushing and pushing and pushing. And then what happens is they feel like it was just luck, or they are getting it consistent, but they don't know how to reteach it. And that's not anything wrong with them. It's just like they haven't learned what they really do. You know what I mean? So they're just trying to reteach stuff. And they're like, please get results, please get results. And then their clients don't.
That's such a good point, because I feel like, oh my God, I think you're totally straight on, because I see a lot of people repurposing other content. Like a lot of people learn something and they're like, oh, that seems great. Now I'm going to teach it and I hope it makes money. But what you're saying is people are not getting authentic to what truly makes them tick and what they should be teaching, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like they either are reteaching what somebody taught them. So they're like, okay, this Facebook ad strategy worked for me or whatever, right? Facebook group strategy. Or they're going like the intuitive route and they're just telling their clients, well, do what feels good or do what feels right or check in with yourself. But that doesn't really work either, because it's like you're afraid, you know? So when you're so afraid, your intuition isn't actually as spot on as we would like it to be. You know what I mean? I kind of think that we're
I totally do.
Yeah, we're in our bubble, and inside our bubble is like all of our beliefs, all of our fear, all of our doubts. And so the intuition is there, but it's keeping us still in our bubble. So we can get results with it and it's not leading us anywhere wrong. But if you have somebody that's in a different bubble, a little bit better of a bubble, and they know how to use their intuition for you, then they can give you those answers, you know?
So what have you found that's best then, both with you working with coaches, because you've worked with a lot of coaches, so have I. We've worked with similar ones. What have you found is the best way to find that right coach for you as far as who to work with, and then the best way to work with clients?
Okay, so finding a coach, it's just like really, a lot of people don't realize they're doing this, but it's like really look at why you're hiring them, because what's so funny is there's like some coaches out there right now that are amazing that teach a specific strategy, and people are not hiring them because they want help with that. They're hiring them because they want to see behind the scenes of their business. I did that, you know, and it was fine. Totally. But it's just like that. And then they're like, well, what's wrong here? Like, why am I not getting what I needed? It's not their thing. You know what I mean? And then they're confused. Yeah. But so look for somebody that's actually teaching what you need help in and has results in it, you know? Yeah. And it's actually their thing. You know, I see a lot of people hiring these my gosh, my mind is just blown. That's such a good point. Like,
as you're saying that, I'm thinking about people that are in other coaching programs that I'm in, and they aren't getting results, and they keep asking, well, how do you do this? Like asking the coach, how do you do it? And they just want to know like their system so that they can reproduce it, but it's not going to work if it's not your system.
Yeah, exactly. And like, you know, I don't really need help with marketing, right? Like I'm great at marketing. Right. And so I kept hiring at first these other marketing geniuses. Yeah. Because I was dying to know how they were making 20K, 50K, 100K months. But then they're teaching me their stuff and it's like, oh, I don't need that, you know? or going the other route and hiring people. And I've done this and I've seen other people do it where it's like they teach manifestation or whatever, and we hire them not to actually learn their thing, their gift, but to learn like what's going on back there. You know what I mean?
Totally. No, this makes so much sense. Like I was legitimately asking you these questions because I didn't know the answer. So it's good to hear this because it makes so much sense. I truly have people that I know that have hired coaches because they just want to know how they're doing their business.
Yes.
They're not actually hiring them because of what they're good at.
Yeah. And that's not actually the coach's specialty. You know,
so
they built their business with someone else's help or whatever, you know?
Yeah, so you're not going to get results from a coach that you're hiring because you just want to know behind the scenes, then you're not going to get results. So then the answer is you need to work with a coach or hire a coach that you actually want the results of what they're teaching, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, of what they're teaching. And I think you do want them to have results, and you do want them to have like mature results where it's like they're not celebrating their first result ever. But and this is all dependent on what you're looking for, but yeah. But also you know what their specialty is, and that's what you need.
Yeah, this is like mind-blowing. That was like the best gold nugget ever right there. Okay, so on that same token, and then I want to ask you a style question. How do you work with your clients then? Like, how do you differ, or what's your special? If we're talking about making sure that you're connecting with coaches that you want what they're teaching, what do you do and what's your specialty?
Yeah, so it's changed a lot. But really what I do for my client, I have like a couple different areas that I'm really good at, but one thing I can do for my clients intuitively is like literally see the post that they're supposed to be writing, that will get them the sale. So it's like, I just did this yesterday. So I can literally tell them like, here's titles of posts and here's details of like what I see in them. Cause I don't see like every single word, you know, and I don't write posts for my clients, but what that does is it really allows them to connect with who they're meant to be working with, which most people think they're doing, but they're not. And get that person that they're meant to be working with to read their post because the headline is so good, and have that breakthrough in the post, reading the post where they're like, oh, that's why I'm not getting the results I want, and that's why I need to hire you. Okay, done. You know?
Yeah.
So that's just one piece. And that's because I can also connect to like who you're meant to be working with and how they feel, how they want to feel. And also kind of that like mindset stuff where it's like, what's holding you back from actually saying those things, you know?
Yeah. So do you find that there's a constant theme or a consistent theme of all of your like ideal dreamboat clients that are coming to you? They're all working towards one thing, or is it like a variety?
So really what it's about is I like helping people with those like higher ticket sales first. It's kind of like a process. So typically with my clients, we start by filling their one-on-one, and then we do end up doing some type of group thing because most people do need it. But the thing is like, this is what I did where I would just do all this content that would sell little things, but not big things. So I didn't sell, for example, my 10K package for 10 months. You know, I sold all these little baby programs. And I thought that was my intuition, but it wasn't because I didn't actually want to be doing those things, but whatever. And so that's kind of where a lot of my clients are too, where they're like, I just want to be able to sell this 10K, 15K, 20K package, fill that up. Because then what that allows them to do is have that like those higher payments coming in, or I mean, worst case scenario, you get all paid in full and you just have a nice bank account. Right. But you create like the security, the good income, and then you can go into doing a course or a group program or whatever. But it's not going to be created from this fearful place of like, nobody can afford this, so I need to make something smaller and it needs to sell now because it needs to pay the bills.
Yeah.
That's what we're getting rid of.
I think that everyone's experienced that at one point, and it's good to experience that from this side of it too, because then you know what your client is experiencing. You're like, oh, I know you're probably feeling this, right? And they're like, yeah, oh my God.
Yeah, exactly.
So a little bit on that plus the styling. So what was your experience of yourself, or maybe your confidence or your visibility before we started working together? That maybe you did, like looking back now, what was your experience then that it might not have been something you realized at the time?
The confidence was low. You know, I remember talking to you and like, I wanted you to give me all the answers of like what I should look like and dress like and feel, because you're even like, well, how do you want to feel? And I'm like, what's the right answer? I couldn't actually say that to you, but like, I wish you would have told me. That's how I felt then, right? Like, I was just wishing you would just tell me how I wanted to feel, because I was so busy, like, and it wasn't even like I was trying to be anybody else. Like, I think you could agree with that. I wasn't like trying to dress like someone else or something like that, but I didn't have the confidence to be like, this is how I want to feel. This is what I want. This is my style, like at least a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
I was really just like afraid of not being good enough. So
Yeah.
I was looking to other people for all the answers, you know, and in my business too, you know, that's why I was hiring these people who were good at marketing, because maybe I wasn't actually as good at marketing as I thought. You know what I mean?
Totally. And before, so I know a lot of people have probably heard the story before, but we started working together, and initially your thought was, we'll just do a photo shoot and call it a day.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell people a little bit about that real quick, and then we'll go on?
Well, okay, so Kate and I obviously had a wonderful sales call like almost a year ago. And I told her, I was like, well, I was hoping you had something like smaller, like just a package for getting a photo shoot done. And she said no. And I was like, kind of like freaked out, because I'm like, I don't need a stylist for a whole year. That's insane. Like, that, I don't do that, you know, I don't need that. But she was right, because I needed your help. Because if we would have just styled that photo shoot, it probably would have looked similar to what it did, because we did that really quickly, and it probably would have been great. Yeah. But most of the results, that photo shoot was wonderful, but most of the results came from our ongoing time, you know? Yes. And I have evolved like so much. And some of that has been like with your direct help, and then some of it hasn't, but you've been there to grow with me and grow my closet with me or whatever, right? And so it's really been cool to have that, because it let me keep growing and evolving.
And actually, at the time, I do have photo shoot packages, but at the time that Taylor and I were talking, and I was asking her all different things about her business and her goals and her dreams, I was like, you don't want just a photo. Like, I can tell that's not what that's not even an option for you. Like, you don't get that option, because I can tell that where you're at and what you're wanting is not just a photo shoot package. And that's where Taylor was like, this girl's crazy. And
I was like this on the phone. I was like, But I did want to say yes, but I had all these things of like, I'm not there in my business yet. And I was already doing good in my business, but I just was
I think probably there were ideas. You can tell, I mean, you tell me, but I think a lot of people get preconceived ideas, or maybe they don't. You tell me, of why on earth would I need a stylist for 6 months or a year? Like, did you have those kind of thoughts of like, what would I even need?
You're frozen.
Sorry.
Okay, there you are. Okay, cool. Yeah, I did have that. And I was just like, it's scary, you know? And I think the people that do hire you, they're hiring you, at least me, because I was just talking to your client kind of about this. It's like half of me knew that 2017 was going to be a huge year, and I was going to up level, and I was going to host an event and travel and do more photo shoots. And part of me knew that. And then part of me was like, are you really though? Like, will the event sell? Will you really have all that money to travel? Like, what are you thinking, Taylor? And so, that, I guess it's scary. Like, what if I couldn't, this is interesting kind of processing this, but like, what if I wasn't actually good enough to like do all those things I was telling you I wanted to do? And so I didn't actually need you, but I did hire you. And that's also embarrassing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, totally.
But also I wouldn't be getting the use of my money, right? That we sometimes think, right?
Yeah.
So it's definitely a mix of both. And I think when somebody's looking to hire you, whether it's for a launch or a photo shoot or whatever they're going into, they're probably in a big transition point where they're like, okay, this is it. But there's a part of them that's like, is it really?
Yeah. Is it actually? Yeah. I think that's completely true. And what I tend to find too is, you're right. Someone who hires me and it starts with a photo shoot is usually at a place where they're about to escalate their business. They're about to elevate their business and, you know, get more visible, get their marketing even more out there, use their pictures more. But what they don't realize is that your stylist is going to be there for everything. Like I'm there for,
Yeah.
let's pick out outfits for your live stream. Let's pick out outfits for your trip. Like it's everything. And what I think is surprising, which correct me if I'm wrong, all of my clients that are with me throughout the whole year will say to me, I wasn't sure if we were going to, get the money's worth because it seemed like a long time to have a stylist, but I just keep thinking of more ways that I need you. Like, oh, this is coming up or this is happening.
I mean, I've had you help me with multiple photo shoots. I've had you help me with every single trip I've gone on, which some has been like events that my coaches have held. Some have been events that I went to that other people held.
Yeah.
You helped me pack when I went on a cruise, and all the times I go and visit my family, and then
all the tops for the live streaming has been, and that's been fun for me too, because you're so good and so consistent with getting on camera and getting into your Facebook group. So that was fun to realize we need more tops for that. We need more ways that you can get visible in pieces that are really true to you. And that has grown and evolved a lot.
Yeah. And I wanted to say this. I forget if I dreamed this or text you this or put it in a testimonial before. I don't remember, but I was just thinking, I did have this thought the other day where I was like, it's so cool. Every time Kate sends me stuff, it's like, it's like what she'll do is she'll just send you a link. So it's like you open your inbox and there's just links of pretty things for you to buy. So that's convenient, but also like every time it's like up leveled. So it's like she's up leveling me every single time she sends me links. A few of them are always like, I like that, but I'm terrified to wear that. And I don't wear anything that crazy, Yeah. But it's just really cool because every time I feel like a little bit challenged and a little bit outside of my comfort zone and up leveled. And then, but really it's when I get it and I wear it, I'm like, oh.
Yeah. And that's the fun part too. A good stylist should actually just really know the client style. So I know Taylor's style inside and out, and I know where I can push a little bit more for that next up level, because you need to be the visual representation of your up level before you're already there. You should be dressing steps ahead of where you're already at. So I know where we can push a little, maybe on color or cut or this or that. And you did say that before. I think when we were in a video before, you said you always push me a little bit, either with the style or the price or something. You push me.
Yeah.
And I always will. I always will with my clients. That's my job. But also it's like, I believe in you. So I know that there's even more for you. So it's exciting for me. Okay. So my other question I wanted to ask you is, obviously we've grown and evolved. Do you think, or do you notice that as you've grown and evolved, it has sharpened your business by being more visible, or the way you're showing up feels differently within your business or maybe around your peers, anything like that?
Yeah, all of those. I mean, I remember when we went to, this is so long ago, but like October 2016, we were at an event together, and I remember feeling like, one, I went shopping with one of my best friends, and that was great, but it was miserable shopping. Like, it was so much work. And then I got there and I still didn't feel how I wanted to feel. You know what I mean? Like, I still kind of felt like I wish I felt and looked better. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now it's like when I go to events, everybody's complimenting me, and then I also just feel good. You know what I mean? Like, I feel confident. I'm not worried about what I'm wearing. Like, and plus it's all on a packing list, and that's easy too. So I know exactly what I'm wearing every single day, but it's really the way that I feel when I'm there. Or like when I post to my own events, it's so cool to just pack what you say to pack, wake up the day of the event, put it on. It looks amazing, right? Yeah. And not have to like think about it or worry about it or bring all this extra stuff. And like, that's just so much extra work. And really, I think what's more important than the work, I think a lot of people are like, well, how much work are you going to be doing, Kate? Like, am I going to give you enough, right? But I think what's more important, the amount of work that you put in or the amount of time you save me, is the feeling, at least for me, it's been way more valuable. But then also, like, I was thinking today, I'm like, when I have, because Kate and I just had a call, like, in the past week where we're basically redoing the closet again, I feel like. Yeah. I'm excited because I was even thinking, like, when I get these tops in, I'm going to be so excited to live stream, because when you feel good, you want to get on video. You want to be on Instagram stories more, and it doesn't feel like a chore. I'm sure we've all had those days where it's like, I can't find what to wear. My hair is terrible. Like, I do not feel like makeup. Yeah. And then you get on live stream and you just don't even want to be there. But when I have those tops in my closet that I just love, I'm like, I'm so excited to live stream. I'm on Instagram stories all day.
I think that's so true. The feeling is that's the number one thing that I try to drive home with clients. So I'm glad that you actually said that, because if you feel it in your bones and you feel it with what you're wearing and you feel excited, you can do anything. Like you could literally put anything out there and it's going to work for you. You could, you know, do a live stream and talk about the weather and people are going to be like, woo! And what I love is every time you live stream and you feel good, this is for anyone, but I love seeing it for Taylor. People are like, oh my God, I love you. How you look. I love that top. I love this. Like people freak out over that stuff. And it's because you have embraced doing it. Like there's a lot of people that won't. There's a lot of people that just want to stay in what they're comfortable with and what they've got. And well, you know, it's not time for me. I need to focus on that next email. But what I think for what I found for my clients is if you don't focus on you first, that email is never going to connect. So don't waste your time on the email. Like focus on this first.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's just
and I told you too, like, this has been almost a year ago, but when I did my event in May and we did this fun thing where we, I had them like describe themselves and even like ask their husband or their best friend to describe them. And they're like, let's do it for you, Taylor. And almost every single one of them wrote stylish. And I have never considered myself stylish. And so that was kind of fun, but I don't think that's the part that matters. What I knew was like when they were saying it, like they were also using words, you know, like happy and confident. And like, that's how my style, or when I feel stylish and the stuff that Kate's giving makes me feel, you know? And so these people that are buying from me are perceiving me that way as well. They're seeing me confident and excited and happy. Whereas before it wasn't that fun to get on video. It's like a huge chore.
Yeah.
So that's
really and I think you've connected more with yourself and your audience and your message. And we have just, I mean, my job is to make sure that the clothes and the accessories and all of that are the representation of that. And I think that we've hit it, you know, hit the nail on the head, because you just, I mean, you light up on camera so much and people connect with you instantly. And it's like, that doesn't happen all the time. Unfortunately, for a lot of people, it doesn't, but usually the ones that are working with you, it does. Every time I see a post and people are like totally authentic and connecting, I'm like, they must be working with Taylor. But I think that really making sure that you're showing up and, like you said, feeling like you even want to, right? Like feeling like yourself is a huge deal. Okay, so you kind of touched on it a little bit about your the events you go to, but have you noticed? So obviously, you've noticed a difference within you. Have your people and your peers, so like your clients, your ideal clients, your community. Let's just say your community. Have your community folks grown with you, do you think? Like, have you been able to also up-level the folks you're working with because you've up-leveled yourself and those that you surround yourself with? So coaches, have you been able to up-level in that?
Yeah, definitely. I've definitely increased like what I kind of call like my standard of who my client is. And you can't do that if you don't feel confident enough to coach them, you know? And it's been really cool. So being more confident and loving myself more has allowed me to do that for sure. And like, you know this, but one of the very first steps for me to just let myself freaking do that was hiring you. Because once you hire a stylist, it's kind of like, okay, well, now I need to get to work, kind of, do my stuff. But you know what I mean? So that's definitely helped. And I find too, like the clients that I attract now, and this is just at least really valuable in the work that I do, they really respect that I'm that way and they really admire it. And like they admire that I take care of myself and I love myself and I put those things as a priority and feeling good as a priority, and they want to do the same. And that always gets people bigger results, you know? And
you're showing them what's possible for them by doing it.
Yeah, exactly. And if I would have kept, I don't think it's the way that you look, but if I would have kept looking the way that I looked in 2016 and 2017, I don't really think my income would have changed. And again, it's not the way that I looked, but I looked that way because I wouldn't let myself have any fun with style. I wasn't taking care of my body. I was like so afraid to just love myself and trust what I wanted, you know?
Yeah. I feel like too, and then I want to ask on the coach thing, I feel like a lot of clients that I've worked with, and you can tell me if you feel this way or you don't, I'm totally fine with either. Anyone that I work with that has been living in that bubble of not really taking care of themselves, but then they hire me and it's like that first step. There also seems to be this, I don't know, permission to take care of yourself. And I see a lot of clients where the weight will drop off because of that. One, because they like the clothes they're in anymore and they're not depressed putting on clothes every day that make them feel like shit. And two, because they now are acknowledging that they're important. And so they're willing to, like, you know, work out if they want to, just self-love, maybe eat differently. Did you notice any kind of a shift like that because of putting yourself first with the style?
Yeah. Well, in the last year since hiring you, I lost over 30 pounds, which is crazy. And thank you. And, you know, on our call last week, everything that we got rid of was a lot of the stuff that we bought our first round or two of shopping, which was not because we didn't like it anymore. Really, it was because it didn't fit.
It's too big.
It was
awesome.
She
would just hold it up and I was like, no way, too big.
She's like, that's way too big for you. And I'm like, oh, you know. And so one, you were kind of a reality check for me and like keeping me accountable for that. But also, yeah, I feel like it's like if you're going to invest in yourself in that way, you really start putting in the effort as well. So I did do work to lose weight. It was also much easier than I thought it needed to be, but I wanted to, you know. And one reason I didn't want to hire you also was because I told you, like, I kind of wanted to just start with the photo shoot because I knew I needed photos and I wanted to feel confident in them, but I didn't want to be in the body I was in much longer. And so I was so afraid to like spend money on clothes. And then even now I was kind of afraid to get rid of them, but you pushed me to do that. And so I think you helped me a lot with my mindset in a lot of ways too, because this is interesting. Whatever mindset you have going on in your closet is definitely going on in your business, because I witness it every single time you send me clothes at a higher price point or we get rid of stuff or whatever. I witness my own mindset, you know, and I'm like, oh, and you know, I know as soon as it happens, I'm like, oh yeah, that's got to change. But it's so fun because I get to tell you, I'm like, yeah, I didn't actually order that. Like, you know, whatever. Or in the closet, you could tell I was kind of having like a freak out, even like scheduling that call with you.
Yeah. You're like, can we have a couple weeks? And I was like, sure, we can have a couple weeks.
But that's all stuff that was reflecting in everywhere, in relationship, in my business, all of that. So
it's so
really
true.
Cool.
Yeah, it's so true. And it's that piece of giving yourself permission to just say, wait a second, I am important. And like, it is okay for me to put myself first. I do want to actually be healthy. But had you not hired, you know, a stylist and started working with me and we hadn't gotten clothes that you felt good in that moment, here's what I've seen, that people are like, oh, I'm going to wait to hire you till I lose the weight. They keep the weight on because you still are going to do the same thing that you're used to. You're still going to wear the clothes that you hate. You're still going to wear the things that you don't feel great in and feel bad about your body. And then you're going to go eat your feelings, and it's a wicked cycle. So just saying,
and with food, I love that Jody said, and with your food. Yes, Jody. But like, when my clothes didn't fit well and I didn't like them and all this stuff, like, it's so interesting. You think, hopefully this is appropriate to say, but you think that motivate you more to like work out and eat healthy, but it does not.
No, it doesn't.
When I feel so good, like today I felt good. I knew I was getting my hair done. I have these jeans that I love. This top I always like wearing. I haven't worn it enough. But like, I made like this super healthy smoothie. I was like so impressed with myself. I am slacking because the appointment went too long, so I haven't eaten lunch yet. But I don't know. I just like took care of myself first thing in the morning. Whereas if I wouldn't have done that, I probably wouldn't have, you know what I mean? Or it would have been
people don't. That's what a lot of people find very hard to believe. Why would I hire a stylist when my body isn't banging and exactly where I want it to be? It's because you want it to shift and you want it to adjust, and you get to say yes to you first. She does look gorgeous in red, Andre. I agree. Okay, that was a little nugget. The other thing I wanted to ask, and this will be the last question as far as this stuff goes, have you given yourself permission to also up level with the coaches you're hiring or the investments you're making in yourself or your business as this stuff has grown and evolved?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can expand if you need to on what that means, but I've been able to find a coach that I really, really love working with, and I pay her a lot of money, but I let myself do, and it's so funny because I say it that way because other people perceive it as a lot of money, but like, I really love paying her.
Yeah.
And even when I would pay coaches like $1,700 a month or $2,000 or $1,000, I would like kind of not want to. And it was not because I didn't like them, but I always noticed this thing of like, you know, great, I have to pay that. Whereas now, like, I want to pay my coach early, and like, I'm like so excited. Last time I paid her a new way, and I'm like, did you get it yet? I'm so curious how long it's gonna take to transfer. Like, it's just weird, but cool. You know, I love taking care of myself. I think that counts. I think getting my hair done, you know, it's just so interesting. Like getting a massage or my hair done, like it doesn't even make me like blink anymore. And then I like to give them a bigger tip than they expect. It makes me feel so good. So
yeah.
And I think that's like, you don't let yourself do that if you don't let yourself do that. I don't know how else to say it, but
I agree.
Before I would have been like, can I cheap out on this tip a little bit? And I already feel so bad paying for this. Like, no.
Everything just clicks into alignment. Like everything lines up. You get to find the coach that you love and you're excited to pay. We get to find outfits that might be a little bit more expensive, but you're like, oh my God, I don't want to take it off. And you find a hairdresser that you're like, I can't wait to give her a, you know, $50 tip. She's going to lose her mind. Those things just all kind of click, and the weight's dropped off. I mean, there's so many things. You've been such a rock star this past year. You're truly, I told Taylor this the other day, I'll let you guys in on a little behind the scenes secret. I have dreamboat clients. I think I'm the luckiest person in the world. And I said this when we interviewed Catherine as well, but everyone thinks they have the best clients, but really it's me. But I dream about my clients. Like, I legitimately had a dream about Taylor, and I was like, I think your shoe size has changed. And she was like, yeah, well, not the actual length, but like, it's not like, you know, this size or whatever. And I was like, I knew it. And I like dreamed about outfits that I want for her photo shoot. So we also have that like intuitive piece too. Anyway, you're amazing. I love you so much. You're beautiful. You always have been. And like, just seeing you now with this beautiful top and hair, I love it so much. Will you tell everyone how they can find you or connect with you, and who should connect with you and how?
Yeah. So if you want to connect, I think the best way is just my Facebook group. You can keep up with my content and you can promote yourself in there if you want. Go for it. So that is Ambitious Badass Entrepreneurs. The link is super simple. Facebook.com/groups/Taylor Manning. So go join that, hang out with me and hang out with my other people.
Awesome. So if you are a badass entrepreneur, hop over there. It is a great group, very interactive. Taylor, you guys, I'm telling you, if you're looking for someone who's going to give you amazing nuggets daily, and sometimes she'll pop up in there in video and do like intuitive things for people's businesses, you definitely need to hop over there. She's amazing. Anything, if people want to work with you, should they do the same thing, or how, you know, same kind of connection thing, or do you want them to email you to?
Yeah, just send me a message. If you're curious, send me a message. And you can also go to my website, taylormanning.co. New URL.
I love it.
Excited for it.
Yes, I'm so excited for it. Awesome. So you guys make sure to check her out. Definitely join the Facebook group. Taylor, thanks so much. Any last nuggets, any final thoughts or quotes or anything you want to leave with the people with?
Not really.
Okay.
Thank you guys so much, though. This was so fun. And hire Kate. That's my final nugget.
You're the best. All right, guys. Thanks so much, Taylor. I love you all. Talk to you soon.
You too. Bye.
Bye.